Hello, kindergarten. It is Tuesday, and on Tuesday we do phonics book. Kindergarten, U is our last letter. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. We're going to find the letter U. And just one second. I need to move my keyboard here, kindergarten. Okay. We're going to find the letter U, and then we are going to our book's going to be finished, but you can go through your phonics book and find pages that you missed. Maybe you were sick when we did letter D, Daniel, remember? That maybe Mrs.Castellano caught you up, because sometimes she does that. So I don't know which letters that you didn't miss, but you can go through your book next week, the week after, when we don't have phonics, and you can find letters that you missed. Okay? So let's look for the letter U. Where is U in the alphabet? Is it in the beginning, the middle, or the end? It's at the end, right? So I'm going to take my book and I'm going to start from the back. So let's just see here. Okay, ready? I'm going to turn my book over and start from the back. Look, I flipped right to it, kindergarten. Look at this. Here we go. U is for umbrella. Kindergarten, Mrs. Castellano did not color her umbrella. And umbrellas can be any color you want, okay? So make sure you color. We're going to page 177 for U, okay? So let's take a look here. It says, say the name of each picture in the box. And you're going to write the capital and lowercase letter underneath it. And you can color it if you want, kindergarten. So what is this? This is a pencil. Pencil. What letter does pencil start with? You're right. It starts with a P. So straight line down. Capital. Remember, lowercase p is a worm letter, so it's going to go below the ground. This is a hammer. Hammer. What letter, kindergarten? Right. 1, 2, 3. Lowercase starts from the sky, follow back up, and make a hump. Right? This needs to stay below the gate, and this needs to stay below the gate. Football. Football. F. Remember, make a lowercase f. You start a little bit below the sky. You make like a candy cane shape. Duck. Duck. Right? D. Kindergarten, you can call this a rabbit or you can call it a bunny. It's your choice. I'm going to call it a rabbit. It's like I like to make the letter P and then I kick it out, right? And these are mittens. Down the mountain, up, down the mountain, up the mountain. Make sure you don't, oh, Mrs. Castellano went below the thing. Make sure you don't make a valley in there, kindergarten, okay? And you can color them up. U is one motion. It starts at the sky, it goes down to the ground, and it loops back up. It starts at the sky, down to the ground, and loops back up. It's just like a big swoop, like shoop. Shoop. Make sure it's touching the sky and the ground. And you touch the sky twice and the ground, okay? And don't make it pointed. So we're going down, around, and up. If you make it pointed, what letter is it going to be at the bottom? It's going to be the letter V. Watch this, see? Oh, no V's. This is the U page. V had its turn in February. It's U's turn. Okay, ready? Lowercase u. Sky, gate, and ground, right? So everything's happening between the gate and the ground. And this one's a little bit different because the lowercase u has a line. So you go up and down. Uppercase doesn't have the line. Lowercase does. Don't make some of my own. Kindergarten, make sure you don't tense it like that. See this? The bears are going to move in there. Is that mention that tense? No tense. Line comes straight back down. Okay? And then uppercase. And a lowercase. And then an uppercase. And then a lowercase. Okay, kindergarten, let's take a look over here. Let's see what you're going to be working on. Okay, we have a jack in the box. This person is unbuttoning. This is an umpire. A saw. The cat is under the chair. This is a pencil. A sailboat. And he's going up. So kindergarten. Unbutton. Umpire. Under. Up. Okay, you got it? Cut them out. Paste them on. Draw something that starts with a U. That is our word work. Oh, kindergarten, I can't believe that we are finished our phonics book. Okay, ready? Math today. We're turning to page 157. 157. I'm grabbing a bunch because Mrs. Castellano doesn't want to be here all day. And neither do you, kindergarten. 157. 157. 157. There we go. We are still working on counting by fives. Okay, so I'm just going to see. They want to know how many green squares or rectangles are here. So we're going to write the number there. However, Mrs. Castellano wants to group them like she did with the bananas. So I'm going to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make a circle around there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make a circle around there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make a circle around there. Now I can count by fives. Watch this. 5, 10, 15. And I can write a 15 here. Kindergarten. Watch how slow it is if I count by ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Do you see that? Do you see that it took me a little longer instead of going 5, 10, 15? Do you see how that works? So let's do this here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to make a group of 5 there. That's what I'm going to do. I'm grouping all my 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to group all my 5s again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do I have left over? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, kindergarten, Mrs. Castellano's not. I'm not going to write the number. Ready? I'm going to count them. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Oh, I'm not going to tell you. Write it in there, kindergarten, whatever number that is. And then today we're doing 2 pages. I want you to turn over here. It says, circle all the numbers we say when we count by fives. Okay? So we know we start with 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Look, kindergarten, they're all in the same row. We didn't circle any other numbers. So if you circle numbers that are not in the 5 row or you're not in the 10s row, okay, kindergarten, see if you can do that. Okay? Okay, kindergarten. So phonics book and math. Math page 157, 158. Today, kindergarten, we are going to finish reading Fantastic Mr. Fox. We have 2 chapters left, and I think we can do it. What do you guys think? Let's try. Let's try. Okay. So they got the cider, right? And they're on their way out. Right? Yep, they got the cider. They're on their way. This one's called this is chapter 17, The Great Feast. Back in the tunnel, they paused so that Mr. Fox could brick up the hole in the wall. He was humming to himself as he put the bricks back in place. I still can taste that glorious cider, he said. And what an impertinent fellow Rat is. He has bad manners, Badger said. All rats have bad manners. I've never met a polite one yet. And he drinks too much, said Mr. Fox, putting the brick back in place. There we are. Now home for the feast. They grabbed the jars of cider and they ran off. Mr. Fox was in the front. Smallest Fox came next and Badger last. Along the tunnel they flew, past the tunnel that led to Bunce's mighty storehouse, past Bogus's chicken house number 1, and then up the long home stretch towards the place where he knew Mrs. Fox would be waiting. Keep up, my darlings, shouted Mr. Fox. We'll be there soon. Think of what's waiting for us at the other end, and just think about what we're bringing home with us in these jars. That ought to cheer up the poor Mrs. Fox. Mr. Fox sang a little song as he ran. Home again swiftly I glide, back to my beautiful bride. She'll not feel so rotten as soon as she's gotten some cider inside her insides. Whew! And the Badger joined him. Oh, poor Mrs. Badger, he cried. So hungry she's very near died, but she'll soon not be hollow if she'll swallow some cider inside her inside. And there is a picture. They were still singing as they rounded the final corner and burst in upon the most wonderful and amazing sight any of them had ever seen. The feast was just beginning. A large dining room had been hollowed out of the earth. In the middle of it, seated around the huge table, were no less than 29 animals. They were Mrs. Fox, 3 small foxes, Mrs. Badger, 3 small badgers, Mole and Mrs. Mole, and 4 small moles, Rabbit and Mrs. Rabbit, and 5 small rabbits, Weasel and Mrs. Weasel, and 6 small weasels. The table was covered with chickens and ducks and geese and hams and bacon, and everyone was tucking into lovely food. Okay, kindergarten, you ready for this picture? How cool is that, kindergarten? My darling, cried Mrs. Fox, jumping up and hugging Mr. Fox. We couldn't wait. Please forgive us. Then she hugged the smallest fox of all, and Mrs. Badger hugged Badger, and everyone hugged everyone else. Amongst the shouts of joy, and the great jar of cider were placed on the table, and Mr. Fox and Badger and the smallest fox sat down with the others. You must remember, no one had eaten a thing for several days. They were ravenous. So, for a while, there was no conversation at all. There was only the sound of crunching and chewing as the animal attacked the succulent food. At last, Badger stood up and raised his glass of cider and called out, "A toast! I want you to all stand and drink a toast to our dear friend who saved our lives this day." Who is it? Mr. Fox. To Mr. Fox, they all shouted, standing up and raising their glass. To Mr. Fox, long may he live. Then Mrs. Fox got shyly to her feet and said, "I don't want to make a speech. I just want to say one thing. My husband is a fantastic fox." Everyone clapped and cheered. Then Mr. Fox stood up. "This delicious meal," he began. Then he stopped in silence that followed. He let out a big burp. "This delicious meal, my friends," he went on, "is the courtesy of the Meaners, Bogus, Bunce, and Bean," and cheering and laughter. "I hope you have enjoyed it as much as I have. Better out," and then he burped again, and Badger said, "Better out than in." We'll have to excuse the animal's manners, kindergarten. "Thank you," said Mr. Fox, grinning hugely. "But now, my friends, let us be serious. Let us think of tomorrow and the next day and the days after. If we all go out, we will be killed, right?" "Right," they shouted. "We'll be shot before we've gone a yard," said the Badger. "Exactly," said Mr. Fox. "And who wants to go anyways? Let me ask you that. We are all diggers, every one of us, and we hate the outside. The outside is full of enemies. We only go out because we have to get food for our families. But now, my friends, we have an entire new setup. We will be safe tunneling, leading in through the finest stores in the world." "We will indeed," said Badger. "I've seen 'em." "You know what this means," said Mr. Fox. "It means that none of us will ever have to go out again." There was a buzz of excitement around the table. "I therefore invite you," Mr. Fox went on, "to stay here forever." "Forever!" they cried. "My goodness, how marvelous!" The Rabbit said to Mrs. Rabbit, "My dear, just think, we're never going to get shot at again in our lives." "We will make it," said Mr. Fox, "a little underground village with streets and houses on each side." I can picture it in my head now, kindergarten. Can you, like a little underground village? It'll be like Rabbit's house and Badger's house. It's going to be so cool. A Mole's house. And every day I will go shopping for you all, and every day we will eat like kings. The cheering that followed the speech went on for many minutes. They seem pretty happy, don't they, kindergarten? That was the end of the chapter. There's one chapter left, chapter 18. Do you think I should read it now? Do you want me to? Okay, I will. Chapter 18. Still waiting. Kindergarten, who do you think they're talking about? Still waiting. Let's find out. Outside the fox's hole, Bogus, Bunce, and Bean sat beside their tents with their guns on their laps. It was beginning to rain. Water was trickling down the necks of the 3 men and into their shoes. "He won't stay down there much longer," Bogus said. "That brute must be famished," Bunce said. "That's right," Bean said. "He'll make a dash for it any moment. Keep your guns handy." He sat there by the hole, waiting for the fox to come out. And so far as I know, they are still waiting. Dun, 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 dun. kindergarten, that's the end of our third chapter book. I hope that you enjoyed Fantastic Mr. Fox as much as I do. I love reading that book every year. Anyways, kindergarten, I will see you tomorrow for Wonderful Wednesday. And practice your songs, okay? And I will practice again with you tomorrow.